Hey guys, Pastor Will here. The Monday after Easter, and hope you guys had an okay day despite the snow and not being able to have a normal Easter. It was weird doing a live stream service yesterday without anybody here. It was super strange, but I hope you guys were blessed. I hope you had a great Easter with family and friends, even if it was via internet and Zoom and other pieces like that. Hope you guys had a great day. So today we're going to be in the book of Genesis, right at the beginning when it all started, and I have two reasons for that. The first one is the way that God created things. It's beautiful and it's crazy to me, but it's also super strange at times. Like the last 3 years, getting substantial snow in April. 2 years ago, I think we got 21 inches. Last year, there was 15 inches of snow, and yesterday we had between 6 and 8 inches of snow. And so it's this strange thing when the grass is starting to turn green and flowers are starting to bud, and we get snow. But the thing that struck me yesterday when I was driving home from the church was how peaceful it was. In the midst of this chaos, in the midst of this craziness, even with the wind blowing, there were moments of just noticing how peaceful it could be. So I want to talk about creation, but then I want to talk about what God said when He created you and I, when He created us. So we all know, well, I shouldn't say we all know, most of us know and would say that we know the beginning of Genesis. In the beginning, God created, right? We know that. It took 6 days of creation. On the seventh day, He rested. And in the midst of that, He created us. But when I think about those first 5 days of creation, when He created the water and the land and the birds and the animals, the land animals, the stars, the galaxies, the heavens, everything that we know of existence, including the crazy amounts of universe that's out there, the galaxies, the stars, the black holes, everything like that, we know that uh, He said it was good. He called it good, and we experience that. We all have those things outside, whether it's going hiking, whether it's fishing, hunting, snowmobiling, spending the summers on the lake, up at a cabin. If you've ever been out to Colorado or out to Montana and spent time in the mountains, or maybe you've been over to Europe, whatever it is, that there are times where we experience things that make us appreciate creation. And Genesis tells us, the Bible tells us that it was God that created that. God was the creator of that. And so that's the first thing I wanted to start with, is just a reminder that as things start to warm up again, and spring officially gets here, and we're looking ahead to summer, as crazy and strange as it might be, who knows where we're going to be, what things are going to look like, what public access is going to look like. The fact of the matter is that we're going to have an opportunity to experience God's creation and to find joy in that and find goodness in that. Even when it starts to get up into the 50s and 60s again, to put out a hammock out back and read a book, or lay out a blanket and sit in your backyard, or when the nights, even though they're getting longer, starting a fire in the backyard, whatever it is, enjoy that creation. So that's the first thing. The second thing I wanted to talk about, because of creation, is in Genesis 2, we read that when God created man, it doesn't say that it was good right away. We know that it was good. We know that we were made in God's image. We know that we were made in the likeness of God. Therefore, we have those attributes of Him, and we want to be like Him. We want to be like our Creator, not in a bad way, not in a Satan falling from heaven type of way, but in a way that we're drawn to our Creator. The creation is drawn and appreciative of the Creator. But God said it wasn't good for Adam to be alone. And that's when He made Eve. That's when He made companionship and friendship and relationship. And that's what I want to talk about today. Is I think one of the things that's really hard for us, whether you're an extrovert, an introvert, whether you spend most of your days away from people, or you spend your days surrounded by people, there's an emptiness a lot of us are feeling right now. And I think a big part of that is because God created us to want to be with other people. God created us for community. God created us for relationships with others. And yeah, we have texting, and we have calls, and we have Zoom, and we have Hangouts, we have Google. I mean, we have so many ways that we can connect with people, but it doesn't take away the fact that we desire to be with people. In the beginning, God created everything and he said it was good. And in the beginning, he made Adam, he made humans, and yeah, they were good, and they were made in his image, they were made in his likeness, but there was something not good about it, and it was that he was alone. I mean, that's what it says right here in Genesis chapter 2, verse 18. Then the Lord God said, "It is not good for man to be alone. I will make a helper who is just right for him." So God formed from the ground all the wild animals and all the birds of the sky. He brought them to the man to see what he could call them, and the man chose a name for each one. He gave names to all the livestock, all the birds of the sky, and all the wild animals, but still there was no helper that was right for him. So the Lord caused the man to fall into a deep sleep. While the man slept, the Lord God took out one of the man's ribs and closed open the wound. Then the Lord God made a woman from the rib, and he brought her to the man. "At last," the man exclaimed, "this is bone from my bone and flesh from my flesh. This will be called woman, because she was taken from man." This explains why a man leaves his father and mother and joined to his wife, and the two are united into one. Yeah, it's talking about romantic relationship, but it's the framework for us as humans. It wasn't good for Adam to be alone. It's not good for us to be alone. So I encourage you guys, even though things are hard right now, even though life can be tough, even though we're in this weird spot during this self-isolation stuff, stay at home, God still made us to be in community. So join us on Wednesdays and Sundays via Zoom for youth group. Reach out to me, reach out to others. If you want to talk on the phone and call, let me know. If you need someone to text with, if you need someone to pray for you, we're here for you guys. We were made to be with people. God made us that way. And this time is tough. So know that you're being thought about. Know that I love you and I miss you guys. And we'll talk to you guys later. Bye.